Welcome back to the 2014 European Challenger Series Spring Finals. The Ninjas of Pyjamas and Cloud9 Eclipse are getting set up for Game 3, and as they prepare to jump into the lobby, I want to welcome Dexter back to the desk. So that game started out with some pretty incredible jungle play. Ko did an amazing job starting that one out.
It basically decided to win the game. Evelyn was, at least the matchup is kind of equal, but Evelyn has the slight advantage, and if Evelyn gets ahead a tiny bit, then the damage is too overwhelming for Elise to handle. Like, even with all the peel and CC, Elise can't really out-damage Evelyn, especially after the Elise nerfs. It's really much into Evelyn's favor, and if Evelyn ever gets a chance to just be in the enemy jungle and one-on-one Elise, then there's no coming back pretty much, because you can't help you, like, you can't call your teammates for help or something, otherwise they will lose the lane. So you have to make the sacrifice in the jungle and have an underfarmed Elise compared to an Evelyn that always has the omnipresent pressure in the whole thing. So it kind of decided the whole game, to be honest, because Elise is supposed to be an early game jungler. She scales into late game, but yeah, Evelyn is better in late games than Elise. So, and Evelyn had the game the advantage the whole time. So
yeah,
kind of snowball from there.
And even the dual lane was like really crazy. There wasn't a lot of jungle intervention.
No,
like maybe that was the Evelyn being invisible, but like NIP's dual lane got destroyed.
Maybe it's because of the first game, or the confidence is gone or something, but Evelyn pressure on bot lane is huge. Like, when I play Evelyn and we play against Evelyn, it's like completely different on bot lane, simply because of the pressure you provide. You have no idea where Evelyn is, and if you fall behind against Evelyn and don't get those deep green wards, usually the support just walks into the jungle and set up wards at double golems or Raze, and the jungler usually has the wolves or something. But it didn't happen this game, so Evelyn had complete control over the whole game, pretty much.
Plus, she was always in the red side jungle, countering jungler.
Yeah.
So I feel like we can't put too much blame on them, but they also knew, like, Elisa's never going to help us because she was level 2 at, like, at 4. That was pretty much the story of the game.
Yeah.
I mean, what would you do? Let's say you go into the situation where you go with that blue side late invade, and it gets turned around on you. Okay, so you're a little bit behind. At that point, he's only a little bit behind.
Yeah.
But he's got to worry. This Evelyn knows that I'm a little bit behind. He's probably going to continue countering jungling. That's where it really snowballed, when he went for the second blue. So what would you do instead?
Well, there's not much you can do if the jungle is really snowballing. If you have an unfavorable matchup like this, Elise vs Evelyn, and you know Evelyn has the advantage in the jungle, it's really hard to come back. But what I would have done is, I would have probably tried to force Evelyn into a lane, to give vision on her at least, and force her to come. Like, I would have probably went bot lane and tri-lane it until Evelyn shows up. And then so I give my other laners, like my solo laners, the opportunity to do something, or ward, or get back in the game somehow.
Yeah, at least you relieve some kind of pressure.
Yeah. If you don't, like, if you just try to duel the Evelyn in the jungle and you go into the jungle, get chunked, and have to recall again, he knows it. And then every 3 lanes play aggressive, plus Evelyn pressure, plus dive potential on every lane pretty much. It's there's not much you can do. So
there's one thing that he did where he bought a pink ward. Like, you have very little money because he's not getting any jungle camps, and he bought a pink ward, and he tried to defensively ward on his red side.
Pink ward doesn't help against Evelyn. It's if I'm honest, the game was over when he was in the red side jungle. When he took it, when he took every camp over and over again without getting anything back and no gold, and then he invested gold into a pink ward that doesn't even do much, then it's kind of over. Like, I would just probably walk into a lane, try to get experience, and try to get the Evelyn down, so my team can maybe catch up on other lanes, and then wait for the vision to fade out. And that's the only thing you could do, possibly. So,
so then we talk about some of the other matchups and kind of how the game played out. Of course, it ended, mid 30 minutes in the game, pretty short. Basically, Jax got ahead in this isolated matchup, and the thing is, like, I feel like the Evelyn was spotted a fair bit just because he kept revealing himself, killing the camps off. So, like, the Jax was beating Shyvana in the isolated matchup. Mid lane was actually going pretty equal as well. Like, it seems like no one on NIP got their footing.
No, it's. If they just farm and try to do something, but the jungle backfired horribly. So the jungler couldn't do anything. And top lane, Shyvana versus Jax, it's like, I think it's equal in the first levels at like level 9 or something. And then slowly, Jax, when Jax gets like 1 or 2 items, it highly swings into his favor. Since both had TP, Jax has the advantage on Shyvana pretty much, because Jax with TP is way better for split pushing, because he can just force her out and can take towers better than Shyvana can. and there was nothing on the bottom side of the map to TP to for Shyvana, for Zorozero, so he couldn't really do any plays, and if he decided to TP bot lane to help them, then he would have taken the inhib at top lane. So it's, yeah. With Erlend being in the top lane jungle too, it's like, yeah, you can't really do anything then. So I feel that the picks and bans were okay for both teams, but the first invade, like, you need to do something at level 1. You can't just do it. You need to have something prepared, and yeah, I mean, they tried something, but it backfired this game, and sometimes you have to accept it, so.
Sure. There's actually one thing in the early game. You mentioned it early on about, like, well, maybe you get a tri lane, get her to focus, get Evelyn to show her face somewhere. Both teams actually set their dual lanes to go top lane at the very start of the game. From the invade and the defense, actually, both of them. Was that, in your opinion, was that C9E guessing that NIP was going for 2-on-1 and matching it, or were they both looking for 2-on-1 and it turned around?
Yeah, I guess C9 guessed it correctly and wanted a 2-on-2. So, yeah. But the thing is, even if it doesn't turn out a 2-on-2 or 1-on-1, Evelyn is better than Elise in 1-on-2 setups. Simply because Evelyn has more faster clear speed. She gets level 3 earlier. She can dive way earlier and has like 20 seconds clear speed or something on Elise if she doesn't get a leash. And then you have the E from Evelyn. You can just E a creep and attack the tower with more attack speed. And attack speed helps a lot in early game for the tower, so you win the tower race.
Wow.
Okay, so I do want to move forward, though. You know these guys on NIP personally.
Yeah.
After receiving 2 losses and a best of 5, do these guys tilt? What's the mentality like? Because they're looking forward at the next games. They want to try and move on from these last games, but also they can't make the same mistakes.
Well, I played a best of 5 once against Fnatic with them, and it didn't turn out well after the first loss. So I know how they feel. I know that they're tilting already, but at the same time, there's not much on the line except prize money. They already seeded. Like, it doesn't have to do anything with seeding or something. It's just who can get the Challenger title or the Coke Series title, who gets more money. So, I mean, it's still something to play for, but I guess after getting too old already, it's really hard to come back. And yeah, I don't think they have the mentality to pull like 3 victories in a row. So I guess I have to give it to C9. And yeah, they played pretty well, and especially their jungler played good this game.
All right, Dexter, thank you very much. I suppose I do want to challenge you on that point, just to say that, like, you fight to not get picked earlier on. The earlier you get picked, the harder your opponent is. So I suppose the stronger you look, the easier road into LCS.
Yeah, pretty much.
Basically, he's saying they're fighting to try and impress LCS teams and say, like,
so they fight Millennium, basically.
Well, yeah, I mean, C9 doesn't play with their jungler in LCS, and he's the star player probably, so it's hard. But yeah, Deny looked a lot weaker, and Reason Gaming too, than those 2 teams, so it's probably still unchanged how teams pick them.
Okay. Well, Dexy, thank you very much. We're going to get ourselves in a champion select now in just a minute. Game 3 coming up here, best of 5. As we said, fighting for the challenger title. Maybe even not fighting for bragging rights there at that point if everyone considers NIP to be the strongest team regardless. But it's going to be the continuation of the BO5 coming up in a second.
All right, we'll see if they can actually pull it out and regroup, because this is one of the things that really tests top teams. Can you make it through a best of 5? If you just collapse after losing only 2 games, then that's really not going to bode well for your teams in a lot of these higher pressure situations, and especially the LCS.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. The LCS promo tournament's a best of 5. Copenhagen Wolves, if I recall correctly, started 0-2 and then won the series. I know SK did it when they beat Super Hot Crew. They dropped the first 2 and then came in for the next 3. So certainly your mindset to go through in a BO5 and actually keep it up. Like, this is still valuable practice for what it's worth. C9E is the caliber of team they're going to be playing against.
Yeah, and they look really strong so far. They've done the late game outplay. They've done the early game outplay. So they've actually used both options when defeating NIP. Very interested to see what they're going back to. Again, the Lee Sin Kazakhstan, so trying to deny that early game power.
Yeah.
Still have to worry about Evelyn, though.
You know what's interesting
That's
to me,
the
actually?
one where they did it with last time.
Yeah, true. What's interesting, though, is Kazakhs, unless I'm like completely not remembering properly, Kazakhs went unpicked and unbanned in Game 2. He did get banned. Never mind, I'm just wrong. I could have sworn I didn't see it, but I guess that's not the case. I'm silly. Lee Sin, Kazakhs banned away from Ko. The Lulu and LeBlanc still removed from Nukeduck. We've not seen those champions in play whatsoever. NIP, even though they picked it up for Hulberto in Game 1, not going to let that one go through anyway. We're going to see what the last few bans end up being.
So Zed is still on the table. Haven't banned that one out. It's the last ban here for Cloud9 Eclipse. Do they want to deny Nukeduck that champion? Dexter was saying it's Nukeduck is like the best Zed that he's ever played with. So that could be NIP's road back in. When you're down like this, you're down 2 games, everybody's has not a very good mentality. They've been sort of crushed. The morale is down.
Yeah.
It's good to return to those safe champions.
Doesn't get it.
But again, Cloud9 take it away.
Well, the Morgana does go through unbanned, though. That was, I think, the one big change that C9E brought in, is that Morgana is going to be available for Mithy if he wants it. The more defensive laner might help, but it's not even a ban that matters. They might just first pick Thresh.
Yeah, we said Thresh, Leona, top 2 for these guys. Probably see that matchup again. Karma worked out really well last time, though, I have to say. Not only because the team comp, and it was like a full poke team, so they needed the speed as well as Karma's added poke, but it worked out in lane. It worked out at all stages of the game. So maybe we'll see a return of Karma here.
See if they go for it. 10 seconds to go. NIP taking their time with this pick. They certainly want to make sure they're doing the right things here. Shyvana's still open. Rise still open. And actually, it is going to be Rise here for the top lane. So it's going to be removed away. Odoamne did have a good late game in game 1 on that champion.
So the other thing they can do is go back to, we're just going to go super late game scaling. NIP, we're going to try and play our normal lanes. We're on blue side this time. We're going to try and make everything standard and play their normal, a long, extended game. We'll have Rise scale up in the late game. They'll probably look for some other scalers here as well.
Well, let's see if they battle for the jungle in this one. Shyvana, we'll see what kind of Shyvana that ends up being, but could be a good throwback to game 1 right here. Cloud9 Eclipse. They know pretty well that it's going to be top lane Rise. They can find a counter pick here, a lane matchup that'll work for them.
Yeah.
They can take him down early and actually capitalize on that. You could see another aggressive early C9E game.
Definitely like to focus a lot of power against Rise early, take advantage when he's building mana.
Yeah.
He's trying to build up all of these stacking items that will build up his power later. Need to kill him a few times. So they do lock in the Shyvana. I don't know about the kill potential there with that lane. It would heavily depend on the jungler that they choose.
Yeah, and I know Dexter talked about it after game 1, saying if you fight a Rise, go for the 2-on-1 lane swap.
Yeah,
right? Like
that's one way to way to take advantage.
It's gonna be level 1 for like 6 minutes, and then just snowball the game when he's like sitting there trying to freeze a lane and farm back up. He's got no push presence.
Yeah. The thing is, a lot of people, if we do the 2-1 lane swaps and 2 turrets go down, or even 1 turret, a lot of people will freeze that lane, will try and at least keep it there as long as they can, and Rise will run teleport anyway, so...
Yeah. I'm curious, like, because we've talked to now 2 CLG members about this. We had Double Lift on the desk in the NALCS last week. We had Dexter right here, and he's like, yeah, everyone right now is freezing the lanes, but it's like, just push it, show up with 4 people, and push the other wave really hard. Just snowball and kill 2 outer turrets, and then you just continue to grow your advantage, and we'll see if that ends up being the counterplay right here. What's fun for me, though, is NIP picked up Thresh Draven.
Thresh Draven, one of my favorite lanes.
Scary lane.
They are very scary. The Wife Steal lane. They have the matching dances. They also, like, if they get control of a lane, both of them will gain huge advantages. So you have to be careful early. If they get control early, then you're going to have a very rough time.
Yeah. Well, you got
also,
Sivir.
Yeah. I also want to say
horrible matchup.
Freeze was known long time ago, best Draven. Like that's how he got his name. Like Freeze Draven. Everyone's super scared of this. That's why Edward was calling him best AD carry or whatever. He had this huge.
Last year, most fearsome AD carry in Europe. Let's see if he can hold on to this moniker there. Of course, NIP will be heading to the promotion tournament. We'll see if he can flex his muscles back there again. Got Elise. Nope. Evelyn. It's my second time. Evelyn picked up here for Ko in the jungle. Leona's still going to come through, actually, for Voidle. No Karma this time. Wants Leona versus Thresh. Interesting anecdote, actually. NIP, despite the team getting relegated, old NIP, actually, Deficio and Freeze had top 2 KDA in European LCS, despite being the 6th place team in the playoffs.
The Wife Steal lane is Thresh and Lucian.
Yep.
Why was I saying that? I just like saying that term.
It's good.
Anyways,
I mean,
the Draven and
still
Thresh is amazing, too, because they have matching skins.
Yeah, that's true. That'll be fun. We'll see what happens to this one. Here we go. Last couple of picks now for Ninjas in Pyjamas. They need a mid lane, but they need a jungler. I don't think we're seeing jungle Thresh.
Probably not. Let's see. So, if they're going to be facing, they know for sure it is Evelyn jungle. Wow, it's going to be the Nocturne, so that's probably a Feral Flare.
Yeah.
As I said, they're looking for more scaling this game. Nukeduck onto the Fizz. He's happy with assassins.
Yeah.
This is kind of classic Nukeduck.
He's got to blind pick the matchup, and he says, you know what? Let's go back for Fizz. Played it all throughout the last split. You know, do what I can with this one. Honestly, I feel like this is NIP going back to comfort picks.
Yeah.
Like, I know this is like CJ Frost would do this, where they'd go down 0-2 in a best of 5 and be like, just pick the things you're known for and just go be a playmaker. Like Mad Life would pick like Blitzcrank and things like that. So NIP are like, yep, we'll bring out the carry jungler for Hulberto, we'll bring out the Rise for Zorozero, bring out the Draven for Freeze. Just go all out.
Yeah, the
Go
thing
be
is,
individual players.
they're all on their comfort champions, but they haven't made Cloud9 switch up a lot. Cloud9 are using the same things that have worked for them already. They've got hard engage here. They've got Sivir backing a Leona and Shyvana. This is Stampede right here for Cloud9. They've got a Stampede comp already. They have a very strong late game here, especially with Ziggs, who can get them. Ziggs can get almost any team to the late game by wave clearing everywhere.
True.
It's very hard to close out against Ziggs.
I wonder if you even want to be late game against NIP. I know I'm kind of like tunneling on Rise right now, but it's like Pharaoh Flare jungler,
Yeah.
Rise in the top lane. Like, I know you talked about it. Do NIP go full late game status? I feel like this is their attempt at it.
Yeah. Well, Draven will max out earlier
True.
than other AD carries. I haven't done much Fizz since the reworks to the Lich Bane. He did get sort of a compensation, having a few ratios of his own, so I feel like he's fine. But I haven't seen him a lot since the rework.
Yeah, his damage doesn't
changes.
His damage really doesn't go anywhere ultimately. The Lich Bane total nerfs was a 0.25 ratio, and the ratio changes on his W, which he's gonna get multiple times regardless.
Yeah.
So the DPS is gonna be the same, potentially even higher, just slightly less burst.
Okay.
But yeah, I think he's got just as much carry potential. The Shark can still come in there. I'm wondering like how much kill pressure is all around because there's really no engage. It's like you've got Fizz, like Nocturne's going to be squishy for the first half of the game. Rise has to walk in there. Fizz has to walk in there and put himself in danger. Thresh is not a Leona or anything. It's no hard engage.
So they have to get creative with their teleports then. If Rise can come in with a teleport on a side and cut people off, as Zorozero showed expertly in the last game where they actually made a little bit of a comeback, teleporting in deep, cutting off the rest of the team, that could be an option.
So we'll see, and I mean, really, they're not the team who's looking for hard engages anyway. Lit game, play the lanes, capitalize on mistakes, use a global from Nocturne or teleport from Rise, see if they can turn it around from there. Of course, Fizz is nice and slippery, Thresh is nice and slippery. But yeah, I think C9E with a much more well-rounded team, Leona Sivir for the engage combo, I think. If they do get ahead early on the red team, I think they can close it out rather quickly.
Plus, you know, Ziggs and Sivir, they work both offensively and defensively in sieges. They've got amazing wave clear. It's really hard to push against this team. However, they can chase people down, pop that Sivir ulti, and they've got bruisers to back it up.
See if they can do it right here. 30 seconds in the game. The welcome message comes out. Let's see what we can find on this one. Febiven chilling in the mid lane. Ko not doing the same level 1 antics as last time. Cloud9 Eclipse, I believe, with a different level 1 comp each time. Hulberto going to be spotted there. Ko knows about this. Has stayed out of detection range, though. But just battle lines for both teams.
Yeah, it's funny how they both had plans last time, and they both revert to the defensive spread this time around.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like Cloud9 Eclipse are much more well-prepared for this series. I feel like they've mind-gamed every single game in a certain way really well. Game 2, they completely outplayed the level 1, right? Evelyn found out where people were going. Game 1, I feel like they just did this really cool thing with picks and bans, where they gave away the Kha'Zix pick early, but picked out so many good things for themselves right afterwards. Yeah, it was the Shyvana into swap in the jungle. Like every single game, they've had some kind of fun mind game that completely paid off and messed with NIP's picks. So we'll see if
this
they have
time
it
around, you know that NIP being down are going to be playing defensively. So they're trying for another invade here. The defensive ward from NIP, though, we'll see. So it should be an even trade.
Yep.
See, Cloud9 Eclipse go with the aggressive move. They don't pay for it. Even when it doesn't work, it doesn't hurt them at all. It's an even trade here.
And they
are going to do that swap, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So Ko smites away, gets his blue buff. Hulberto not going to be far behind at all with this one. Is a Nocturne, has his Q down, smites it up. No big deal. So 2-on-1 lanes. Odoamne will be not even teleporting, actually. Yeah, he's in a 2-on-1.
Now, Zorozero actually got some experience because he was in the lane. Odoamne didn't do any jungle camp either, so he hasn't really gotten any experience here. I think he gave full experience to Evelyn.
Yeah, he hit 2.
So he actually has not gotten anything yet. It's going to have to go check the blue.
Hulberto didn't stand on his Q when he was killing that red buff. He's missing out on some bonus AD right there. There he is. Gets the second time around. It's going to be clearing the red faster than Ko will anyway, so can't complain too loudly. Febiven versus Nukeduck. Want to see how this matchup plays out. Nice little jump into the air. Nukeduck actually takes a lot of pain, doing 200 health, but has the flash to regenerate.
And it is the barrier Ziggs, so it's even harder to kill. It's pretty much all Ziggs has to worry about in this matchup. It's the all-in potential. Nocturne making a quick rotation there over to mid lane, but does not decide to go through with the gank. He gets seen by the river ward, so he won't get a dive off either. Good play here by Odoamne on the Shyvana, playing defensively. Zorozero doing the same thing.
Nocturne and...
Oh, he just saw him.
Well, they're going to get spotted, but he's right in the melee range. Zorozero takes a whole bunch of damage. Rune Prison used. No flash, but 100 HP on Rise. It's going to give complete control over the top lane. Looks like that's going to be pushed down rather quickly. We'll see if Ko can keep the pressure in.
No minions left to use an E on, though, so that attack speed that Dexter was talking about, not going to be there.
Yeah, but there we go. 4 minutes.
There he goes. He gets
356. Turret's down at basically the exact same second. NIP getting it a quarter second faster.
Now, I have to say, Elise also has attack speed steroid, though.
Yeah, and Spiderlings. I think Evelyn is better AoE, though. So you get rid of the minions faster, and your minions survive longer.
Nocturne's got a steroid of his own.
Yeah, he does. Like
Straight up damage.
Nocturne's good at this one. You got Shyvana waiting around on the wings, looking to leech as much XP as possible. But
Oh,
still.
Evelyn. Look at Evelyn, though. He's going behind the turret here.
Oh, wow.
This is super deep. They want to get a kill.
Can they set up the trap?
They've
Can they
got
set up the dive?
Leona level 3. Yeah, she's level 3. They could very well go for a dive here.
See if they can find it. Ah, wow. Turret already going down. NIP have 2 turrets engaged towards Zorozero. He has been forced to flash for both these guys, actually. The Voidle doing the same for himself, but...
They're going slow, though.
Yeah, this turret's going to be going down rather slowly. 0 CS still for both top laners, but Cloud9 and Eclipse, will they give up Dragon? Will they give up inhibitor turret control, or will they at least equalize turrets here? Looks
They
like they
really
will
need
this
to be able to get this quickly and return to defend the inhibitor turret because Shyvana's doing everything that she can.
Uh-oh, Febiven, can he flash successfully away, taking a bunch of pain, does dodge the hook. The barrier keeps him alive, but there's the dive from Nukeduck, jumps over the wall. Nicely picked up Nukeduck first blood.
The rotation there from Mithy heads over to mid lane. We've seen this so many times in the 2vs1 lane swaps. The team that has Thresh support, often the support will make a trip towards mid lane to look for first blood. He's rewarded with it this time. Good job there for NIP, starting this game off much better than last time.
So, it's going to be a 200 gold lead. I looked at the numbers wrong. 200 gold lead for Ninjas in Pyjamas. Turrets equalized, but the first blood worth a fair bit here. But even despite the first blood, gold fairly close to equal now among these guys. Voidle and Ko going to start up the Dragon for themselves. Both teams reacted to this one very slowly, though. Thresh around the wall puts a ward down.
Dragon does a lot of damage here early game compared to how much life you have. They would either need to give it up completely.
And Voidle's at 200 health. Hook not going to land Hjarnan, but spell shield down anyway. No big problem there. 6 minutes in, though. Ninjas in Pyjamas looking a little bit better here. Wave clear in mid, and they've got actually the inside track on the mid lane outer turret as well.
Now, that does give up a lot of map control, but they have Ziggs, so cannot push.
Yeah, looks like not too much going to be grabbed for this one. Freeze going to be happy to last hit for now, equalizing in minions now against the enemy Sivir. Couple last hits for Mithy as well to be fun on this one. So we're going to take a bit of a break now in this game. Where do the lanes go now? Well, Zorozero top lane with Rise, slowly getting the push going down.
Yeah, usually what you look for is a little bit of lull in the 2vs1 swaps after this, and then you look what are the teams going to do with their big minion wave that they've built up after the big push in. Nothing here from Cloud9. They don't get much out of this at all. They only have their AD carry down here, so they actually lose most of their minion wave. They don't have much to work with.
Big wave clear. Nukeduck gets rid of the entire thing without losing basically a bit of health on that turret. Hjarnan and Voidle show up, but Mithy's there to defend, so nothing picked up on this one. Ko on Evelyn. Still waiting around in the wings. Goes back to his own jungle. Going to start with the blue buff. Hjarnan, great play onto him. The kill be saved. Ko does start this one up. Febiven will be able to come down and pick this one up if he wants it. Looks like standard buff situation now. 7.5 minutes in. Both teams in a decent spot. Level 5 only, though, for Eve. Not the highest level right now. Gonna take some time before the ulti comes up.
Looks like nothing comes of the large wave up top either. So even though Ryze is able to nurture his wave, shove it all the way up, they don't get an objective out of it. Yes, you know, some gold was lost to the turret, but they don't get substantial damage on it either. Now it will be more of a calm game.
Yeah, yeah. The only big spike I see is maybe junglers at 6. Actually, the rotation from mid as well. They figure, you know, there's no real push to be had bottom lane, so show up mid there. Turret's down to about half. The Super Doran shield is now gone 8 minutes in, so mid turret's much easier to kill. But NIP react in time. But Nocturne has no hit level 6. Hulberto, actually, and Ko both actually 6 now, so junglers could make an impact if they wanted to. It is a Wriggles opener for Nocturne.
Yeah, that's definitely 100% the build from now on with Nocturne on live on the new patch. And it's another side benefit of doing the 2v1 switches. He wasn't able to clear as many camps.
Yeah.
It does start counting already.
You know,
however many camps you pick, even if you don't have it completed into Wriggles, it'll count towards your Feral Flare. So any of those that you can deny him, any amount of time you can keep your opponent out of the jungle killing those will help you later.
Nukeduck made sure that red buff had timed out from Hulberto.
There's been a couple of misses
Yeah.
on blue buff transfers here from both teams, actually. So being extra safe this time around.
Waited a good few seconds, no big deal. All right, so Zorozero now versus Odoamne. Later on in the game, 46-38 in minions. Zorozero set up for success in this one, has most of a catalyst. Hjarnan and Ko making their way back toward the mid lane. It seems like C9E, they'll just push the bottom lane down and then make their way back to mid to try to make this one happen. So far, not been successful, but honestly, pushing against a Fizz is probably one of the best things to do against him.
Uh-oh, Ko gets hooked in.
Good play, doesn't have anywhere to go. Ignite is on, pops the shield to keep himself alive. He does disengage with Flash. Oh!
Freeze! Whoa! Known for Draven a long time ago, he's still got the aim there. Beautiful ulti from downtown.
376 bonus gold from Adoration for that one. Febiven also caught up. The Shark is there as well. Urf! Not gonna just to be a mode, but also summoned by Fizz. There you go, guys. If you miss Urf when it gets disabled, just pick Fisherman Fizz.
All
you can
right.
still have it in your games.
So the preemptive pink wards pay off this time for NIP. Now the reasons they didn't turn out well last game is because they were already really far behind and they could not defend those pink wards. But since they were strong this time, they had their duo bottom, they had positioning. The defensive pink ward did pay off there very big. They were able to get a dragon off of their kill onto Ko.
Yeah. They snowball that now into a 1,600 gold lead for themselves. So Ninjas and Pyjamas looking pretty happy. Nukeduck 1-0-0. Yeah, he lost in minions to Fizz, but that's no surprise to anybody. Fizz doesn't win with minion kills in this one. But he has made the things happen in the mid-game, killing the minions rather quickly. And Febiven now a bit on the back foot, forced to clear in front of his turret.
Alright, missing a couple of those, yes, under turret.
Shame on you.
Tisk. But everybody just trying to farm up where they can. Taking jungle creeps here. Not a lot of vision either.
No. It's worth pointing out, though, Sheen already done for Nukeduck. He is still doing the Lich Bane Rush. That is the standard Fizz build still. It's actually less nerfed early game because the AP ratio is what took the hit. So you actually come out pretty decent on a Lich Bane Rush. Actually, doesn't hurt you. It's end game, but that's where the other AP ratios kick in with the champions. More wave clear. Pretty easy gold income for Nukeduck. No one's really threatening him. You're seeing the threat of counterattack was too great. And they're letting him just get his farm going right now.
They're actually extending this push of the top lane here for Shyvana. He's only got one ward, but they have pretty good vision in lane of everyone else since the wave pushing is pretty much the most important thing right now. It's actually going to be Ryze that's in trouble. This is a lot of the things you can do when someone's trying to freeze. Send an assassin down there into the lane. Rise extremely squishy.
All right, double ulti pop.
Cannot get
Zorozero,
out.
300 health, flashes the wall, but there comes Odoamne, guesses the wrong direction, heads back upwards. Zorozero takes the lantern. Mithy with the save. Zigzult almost takes him down, 50 health.
Zorozero does get out alive. Whew. The extra speed from his ulti, too, was able to keep him just barely in front of Shyvana. And Mithy with the lantern right on time, able to escape over the wall.
Exceptionally played there by Ninjas in Pyjamas. They pulled 2 ultis, trade flashes, and overall, got to say, nicely done right here. Free's going to take away the enemy white camp. And he says, hey, you know, I got wards on blue buff. Guys, you want to take this too?
There's no Evelyn here, because Evelyn's shopping, so nothing that C9 can do to take this one away.
Freeze gets it for himself, actually. He's going to be nice and happy with that one. Wriggle's lantern, of course, also done. Hulberto adding another longsword as well. Only 11 stacks, though, on Feral Flare, so you talk about the lane swaps hurting him. 13 minutes in, not even halfway there.
Yeah, it's going to be a while for him. That's it's also very important for Nocturne to be able to get all the last hits on objectives that he even does with his team, like Dragon and stuff, because those, you need every single one. They all count.
Yeah, they do. Now we'll see if anyone scumbags any more jungle last hits from him. Right now, red buff going over to Ko. He does have Lizard Elder. He's doing fine, despite the very slight clear speed nerf. Still going Lizard Elder Eve. Merc Treads might be the next pickup there, or Hexdrinker, I suppose, is also very common.
Yeah, Lizard Elder plus Hexdrinker is pretty much the bread and butter build for Evelyn nowadays, if you're up against any kind of magic damage. And he's up against 2. This is a duo, double solo lane magic damage team here. There's no flash system around. Mithy's pretty far away. They're pinging Mithy already. Cloud9 and Eclipse are pinging him.
He's trying. There's the lantern.
And he's got him again.
Ulti. Nearly takes on Odoamne. The hook's going to come in. Actually finds it. In comes Freeze as well. Finds it. 266 for that one. Zorozero scumbags the other kill away, but it's okay. You already cashed an adoration.
NIP look like they do not want to give up. They are putting up a very valiant effort here in the end. Mithy, once again, able to save Zorozero. So not only do they save him, but Freeze comes in to kill him. So they're taking their heads for this one as well. They cut them both off here, and Zorozero knows that now that he has backup, all he has to do, keep vision of Evelyn, make sure she does not sneak away. 2 more kills for NIP, and a turret for them. Complete control of top side. Nothing that Cloud9 can do about this.
So there we go. Ninjas in Pyjamas now get themselves a turret lead, 3-2. Mid lane untouched, but heck, they've got top outer turret. Not too bad for these guys. Freeze's comfort pick of Draven is working. Hulberto's Nocturne as well. Mithy's Thresh also one he's known for.
I like that Draven with blue too, just because you can spam Blood Rush, which you don't usually get to spam. Or is it Adrenaline Rush?
No, it's Blood Rush.
Blood Rush.
Ooh, not quite. Hulberto grabs the blue buff. Couldn't wait for Nukeduck. Febiven almost got the steal on that one.
Ko's going for blood, though. He wants a piece.
Well, Nukeduck's got no
He was
mana.
AFK.
Wow, Ko! The flash, and the lantern, the flame. Ko is actually not going to take down Nukeduck. Oh, no.
Oh, Nukeduck was looking at his shop and was not even paying attention. But Ko did not commit. He did not commit to that. Oh, actually, he was just being mannered freak, and he thought it was a DC.
Oh, so yeah, of course.
The manner thing to do, yes, when you have your opponent you think they're DC'd, you let them live.
Never, ever. Febiven, Voidle. They do get the mid lane turret down. For what it's worth, Ko gave his life and allowed the mid turret to go down, but yeah, not ideal. Yeah. 5-0 in kills, still. Actually, now a 3,000 gold lead. NIP keep growing this advantage for themselves.
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna have to take full advantage of this Sivir Ziggs wave clear because Cloud9 are completely on the defensive now. So they've just got to try and hold this outer turret here.
Yeah.
It also means that they really need to protect blue buffs because Ziggs is gonna need that blue buff to help clear it. Can't fight even this dragon.
We go. Early smite. Hulberto not going to get the last hit. It's going to go to Freeze.
He doesn't even get the dragon big monster kills.
Freeze is so fed, he outsmites Smite.
Out damages Smite?
Nope.
Okay.
Draven has Smite even when he doesn't pick Smite. That's how it works. Evelyn going to be squaring off against Fizz in the top lane. I feel like a bad matchup for Ko here. Adds Ninja Tabby for himself, still sitting on the Null Magic Mantle. Late Hexdrinker here. For good reason, he's afraid of Freeze, though. Gotta say, Ninja Tabby, a very smart choice at this point.
Freeze as well. Another BF sword after that Bloodthirster. I want to see Bloodthirster into Infinity Edge, Freak.
I've seen it once before, actually.
I like it.
I think it was actually Freeze who did it. He was so fed on Lucian. Uh-oh. Ko.
But he's not looking again. What? Ko, what he... Oh,
Does
God.
not juke the shard.
No, he does. He uses his W after it.
Yeah.
Too early, too, so he doesn't cleanse the slow. You want to use it after you get slowed. That was all kinds of bad.
Very unfortunate. He actually nearly juked the brush properly, but got spotted out. Because Nukeduck was ready to just recall. He's like, wait a second. I saw a Smurf. Chases him down.
Gonna be watching his screen like a hawk from now on.
Yeah, right? Well, the wave clear comes in, though. Looks like NIP not going to get any more off the mid turret. But 6-0 in kills, Ninjas and Pyjamas. Having such a good game 3 right now. Blue buffs come back up as well. Zorozero's there. NIP in control, but C9E really not. They don't want to give it up. They're trying to contest. I just don't know if it's going to be likely.
All right, Cove's coming in. Too slow, though.
Oh, Odoamne gets it.
Don't even need a smite. Nobody needs smite in this game.
Uh-oh, Freeze might... Oh, nope, takes the land and he's safe. Here comes the jump in. Shyvana across the box while Voidle comes out. Zorozero on the wings as well. Might go well. Voidle, Rune Prison up. Nukeduck on the backside. Looks for something. Finds damage in the code. Down goes Hjarnan. Almost. Yes, he does fall over. 2 for 0 so far. Zorozero looking for a bit more. Who else can they lock up? The bridge comes in. Odoamne, Rune Prison. The double flay as well. Almost everyone is gone. Only Ko alive. 10-0 NIP.
They clean up big. They Cloud9 Eclipse chase Thresh all the way through the box. They try and retreat as soon as they see Nukeduck on the backside, but Nukeduck's able to keep everybody there with his slow.
Uh-oh, Mithy with the flay. Takes him down. All right, at least Ko gets one.
Also, while everybody was focused on Nukeduck, there was a flash in from Voidle. So they chase this really deep through the Thresh box. Right here, everybody decides to go backwards, but Voidle flashes forward once again. He flash ignites, and then he gets caught up there in the Rune Prison. Nukeduck, 1 versus 4, surviving and getting a kill for himself.
Yeah. He got a 4-man slow with Playful Trickster. Like, that is so much damage. And it did not go well for C9E right there. Of course, a good comeback kill by Ko. You saw him waiting around, waiting for recalls. Very Metal Gear Solid there. Okay, the guards turned around. Time to get to my objective. He did it.
Freeze got his objective.
Red buff. So, yeah, so the finishing of my Freeze story, though. Semifinals, he had BT most of Trinity Force, and then they fought for so many times, he just like one-shotted like an eye edge on his next trip back to base.
Yeah.
With like a Sheen like chilling his inventory.
When you go back with 4K, you want to get the most expensive thing
Yeah.
you can get.
So, easy kills and caster minions. Always feels good when you one-shot casters as Draven. Like, you can't screw it up, and you're just like, gold and adoration.
One-shotting anybody, any sort of thing always feels pretty good. Even the little wraiths.
Yep. I feel good about those, too. I feel like a red card, wild card, kills a full wave. That feels great. Ko will take the white. The engage, though. Freeze. Wow, the lantern again. Mithy. Why'd you ever stop picking Thresh right here? He's doing great right there. 21 minutes in, though. Feral Flare actually still not combined for Hulberto, but he doesn't need it. His team's doing great anyway.
Yeah. Pretty much the team is doing all the work here. It's basically the lantern saves.
Yeah.
And the ill-advised dives after letting people go. But yeah, NIP have complete control here. It is a slow game because they're the ones in control. They like playing slow. They are on their comfort picks. They're playing their comfort style. Not really in a rush to finish it off. They don't have great range for sieging up. They're mostly about team fights. And Cloud9 Eclipse don't want to team fight. So they're kind of at a standstill here. Zig's wave clear and Sivir wave clear that we mentioned so often will allow them to extend this game.
So 6,500 gold separates Ninjas and Pyjamas above Cloud9 Eclipse, making that a 20%, more than 20% gold lead, actually. Nukeduck hopping his way around the map. keep the wave clear going. No big deal, honestly. As you say, NIP, slower players, not a big problem. They'll take their time. They've got the skilling anyway. Rise is in there, Nocturne's in there, Draven has the eye edge. There you go.
Yes.
Co,
Did it.
not sure if he wants to be there. Nukeduck does not betray the fact that a pink ward's there, but Voidle finds it anyway.
Scaring him off, too, by himself.
They can't kill him. He'll jump the wall, so. Oh, doesn't go for the ward, though. Looks like NIP going to look for the mid lane right there. Hjarnan's got to be a little bit careful there. Takes one spinning axe. The Q lands as well. The wave clear comes through, but Hjarnan about to go down. Does get killed by Freeze, and he takes a lantern out.
That damages. Bloodthirster Infinity Edge crit.
Gonna hurt a bit.
Looks good.
Freeze 3-0-5, getting even more money on this one. Another push in is going to be the Dragon falling rather rapidly. Okay, Hulberto vs. Draven, can you do it? Yeah!
Got it. Barrel Flare success. 23 minutes in. That's what happens when you do a 2 vs 1 lane swap.
Yep.
It's delayed all the way till 23 minutes for old Hulberto there. And that's a winning team too.
Yeah.
That's a winning team where you don't have to gank lanes.
But still 2-0-4. He's getting to a little bit at least. Ulti comes across. He's going to find some
Very
damage there. Not a good thing for poor Febiven. Down he goes. 12-1 now. Ninjas in Pyjamas just opportunistic this game.
Yeah, a complete opposite story of the last game. They have 100% control here. Can Ko come up with the steal, though? This is where games turn around, Freak. Baron pits.
Okay, Ko knows they're hitting it. Does see. Got a glimpse of the health bar.
Got a ward in there for him.
Solar Flare comes in. Ko gets spotted. Down he goes. Zorozero picks up the kill. That should be an uncontested Dragon. At this point, Smite as well for Hulberto. 13-1 plus Baron. Ninjas in Pyjamas. Solidly winning game 3.
Yeah, they've got the Rise maxed out on not only his Guardian or Archangel staff, but also the Rod of Ages. So he's scaled up every piece of mana that he needs to, and he's only going to get tankier from now on. So it's pretty hard road for Cloud9 to come back. Febiven's got a hard road because he's going to 1 vs 1 Rise here.
See him.
And
back.
Fight!
Okay, Febiven, what can you do?
Round 1.
Satchel charge, Satchel retreat, trying to get away. Zorozero pops the ulti. Rune Prison comes up. Gets into melee range. More damage comes through. Bounces to minions, though.
Laughing.
Off the laugh down. One more spell to go. Barrier Flash. Flash Q. Barrier times out. Zorozero gets the solo kill.
Fatality.
There you go. Both of them burning the summoners, but of course Zorozero getting the better fight for that one. Mithy just kills off some minions by himself in the mid lane. Hulberto making his rotation. So Ninjas in Pyjamas, what do they do with Baron buff? This will really tell you what the team feels about this game.
Well,
they're up 12k. They could siege and win.
So the thing is, their Nocturne does not have any armor. He's got a cloth armor. That's it. So it's hard to dive with that.
Flimsy.
Your Feral Flare is attack speed now, so it's going to be hard for them to actually tank a turret. However, they're so far ahead, they might just be able to kill people and dive anyway, only have to tank a couple of shots. Or you could just pick people off who are trying to get vision down. Zoro!
Voidle hooked up, has the Eclipse, but might not even matter. Puts Solar Flare down. Freeze gets the kill, plus 148. And now not a good place for Sivir to be. Does block some. One more attack to go down the line. Red buff secures the kill, actually. It's going to be even more money for Freeze. This one's 16-1. And they do group for the siege.
Yeah, they're going to be able to do power down this turret even against the Ziggs. They've taken out Sivir. No wave clear there. Just overwhelming power right now. Crushing them with their money bags.
Yep. Gotta hurt. I mean, gold's kind of malleable, but it's heavy enough that you don't want to get hit with it. It's gonna be the mid lane tier 2 turret going down. A couple minions left to continue the siege if they want to. 26.5. Hjarnan about to respawn, but Freeze happy to hit this one up. Mithy, of course, would be there for the lantern if needed. New wave coming in shortly. How good's the wave clear from Cloud9? Voidle forced back 900 damage crit. Takes about half the health bar off of Leona with one attack.
Oh man, yeah, he's got full high-powered build here. Full flat damage. Like the Last Whisper thrown in on top. They're doing a split push as well. I mean, Fizz can handle himself against anybody at this point as well. We We're talking a lot about Draven because he's rich, but Fizz also has the combo that he wants. So it's very hard for anyone to deal with him, even on that split push.
Well, engage. Zorozero a bit caught out there. Nukeduck around. The Lantern comes down, but they don't even need it. Good ulti comes across, but it's blocked out. Shark comes out. Voidle about to fall down, picked up by Hulberto. The fight continuing, dives towards the backline. Febiven not in the best spot right there. Going to get feared up. Running towards the backlines if he can. The flash from Hulberto, though, going to keep the fight going. Odoamne forced to run away as well. Damage comes through. The team will survive. Freeze. One hit from Dead.
Lifesteal.
Survives enough. Ko's
gonna clean up.
Can he find more? Does take down Freeze. Double kill for the Evelyn. Making that actually triple kill. 3 for 2. Cloud9 Eclipse stay alive.
He's hunting for number 4 here. Febiven keeping vision. Will Ko try and guess where the recall happens? Will Hulberto get lazy and recall mid lane? No. Goes to farm jungle instead.
And did not walk the reward either.
Ko will not find anyone this day.
Zorozero doesn't want to pick a fight with Odoamne either, who did rush first.
Oh!
Banshees.
He's gonna find him at the wolves.
Ko goes in. Spell shield comes out, blocks it with a Q.
Fear should save his
Damage
life.
through. Yep. He tried. But 18 to 4 though. I mean, every single kill that C9E has is on Ko right now. So he's gonna be like a fairly tanky Evelyn, but you look at that score line and you're like, man, life is difficult.
Now, how many times have you been caught out just recalling with low HP when you know people are chasing you and you just decided that they were going to give up the chase? It's happened to me several times. It takes about 1 time per month. I'm like, oh my god, I'm never doing that again. I'm always walking all the way back. And then after about a month of it, you're just like, they're probably not going to keep following me.
Yeah, I think that definitely happens to me a lot. My favorite, oh, hold on. Hjarnan, yeah, he's going down. Blew up the Nukeduck. C9E forced to retreat right here. My best recall death story is when mid Ezreal was popular. And I knew he had ulti, and I knew I was low, so I ran to a side brush to recall, and he guessed the brush anyway. And I was like, okay, you deserve that one, well played.
Gotta give him credit for
Yeah.
those ones. Febiven still having fun here, cracking himself up. 19 to 4. And NIP probably could easily go for another dive, but focusing down a turret should probably be #1 priority. They have not taken down one of these inhibitor turrets, so they still need that window in.
Yeah, last time they tried was, actually last time Sipper was dead, but that ended up going up. -1 kill for them in the dive, so maybe they play a little bit more reserved. But it's a 15,000 gold lead for NIP.
Hourglass done for Nukeduck, so he's not even scared about going in for the dive. He has 2 untargetable moves that he can pull off. Really, it's all about drawing out Cloud9. Can they draw them out of those turrets and pick somebody off before they go for another dive?
Well, so far, C9E looks pretty reserved here.
Yeah.
Dragon goes down, increasing the gold lead. 40 seconds till Baron.
They could do it with Baron.
Yeah, I feel like the smart choice is to wait for
Baron is a pretty big, juicy bait there. It's a big worm. You can pull out a lot of big fish from the base.
But I thought Nukeduck wanted to kill it anyway.
Wait, what?
Well, you talk about fish.
Yeah.
Nukeduck is playing Fizz.
Yeah.
I feel like he'd want to kill it anyway.
Okay.
I feel like at that point it's not bait. It's just lunch.
Okay.
We'll see if dragons like to eat
What does Erih eat?
Champions.
I guess so. Yeah, he's had a couple here.
Yeah. I forget who does the voice of Erih. I think it's the guy whose screen named Udyr is the voice of Erih in League of Legends. Which is ironic, but...
Is that the only voice work that he's done?
I think so.
Seems like a pretty specific...
Did you know I'm in Draven's VO because a bunch of riders recorded the chants for Draven's recall?
Oh, you're one of the chanters?
I'm one of the chanters.
You're a Draven fanboy?
I'm definitely a Draven fan. Uh-oh, Nukeduck's going to find a kill on a Voidle. Ulti comes across, but he dodges it. Half HP on Leona, hit by the box. The team of C9E comes in. Down goes the first kill, picked up by Freeze. Hjarnan's got nowhere to go as well. Double kill, 107. He's not even worth money anymore.
All right, there they go. They drew him out. They got the picks. Baron is up. They don't have to do it. Fizz is not going to get his wish, but he is going to be able to end the game here. They cracked the base. Inhibitor turret going down.
It's going to be an inhibitor soon to follow. 30 seconds of 5 versus 2, 5 versus 3 even would be enough for these guys. 22-4 in kills, 32 minutes in, just as fast as C9E won a game against them. Ninjas in Pyjamas happy to bring the score a little bit closer and fight for that first place title right here. Co waiting in the wings. Nothing much to do. Turret's going down.
He's
Next will follow.
hoping for another one of those triples.
Yeah, please give him the quadra. Not going to happen.
Now.
Down it goes. Ninjas in Pyjamas bringing game 3, bringing the series 1-2. We've got a series on our hands.
Oh, yeah. They came back fired up.
Yeah, they did.
They're not going to give up. You know, Dexter was like, I don't think they have the mentality to come back from down 2.
What a hater.
They showed up pretty big this game. Maybe they've changed.
Yeah, Ninjas in Pyjamas, honestly. New change of clothing, maybe. And they're looking good. Look a little bit more fresh in this one.
Use some Fizz, use some Draven. Everybody back on what they really, really like to play. The core of the players.
Yeah.
Trying to use their favorite champions.
I mean, you talk about the favorite champions. Freeze on Draven. I think he went unkilled the entire game. 8-1-8. He did fall. Unfortunate for him, but still a great game, of course. And in fact, actually, I want to watch a replay of his first kill, the snipe.
Yeah.
Snipe, we got a replay if we can bring that one up, because it's just so much fun to watch the Draven snipes. Shortly, we'll get that one. There it is.
What are we looking for here? How does he
minion.
aim? It walks right on over, and success.
And he waited till his team actually, he disengaged. He wasn't trying to steal. He was like, oh, he's safe. Don't worry. Take those axes back.
That sound is
Menacing.
it is menacing.
It's
Just crawling for you. The blades, they're coming.
They're so sharp they cut through the ground. They don't even slow down. That's when you know it's not happy for you. Takes you out.
Dangerous things to play with.
One thing I actually want to see, because you can do this, but it's really, I guess, difficult. So
Me juggle knives? I can do that.
really,
Yeah.
can we see that?
Continue with your
Can
story.
we see that next
I don't
cast?
have any knives.
Okay. You have an apple. No. No. Okay. So the Draven ulti, right? When it hits a champion, stop it. When it hits a champion, it decelerates, right? And so I want to see a guy go for a champion and hit R right when it's here, so it decelerates and just double taps.
Yeah.
At the exact edge of the radius.
Yeah. That's something you have to get used to for farming minion waves. If you want to make it farm the minion wave, the distance that it takes to slow down is something you have to get used to.
You know, it's like 500-ish, something about that. And you're like, okay, you double tap it, you get the wave, and you get the rest of the money. All right, guys, we're going to take another break. When we come back, it's Game 4 in the best-of-5 showdown between Cloud and Eclipse and Ninjas in Pyjamas. The European Challenger Series Finals will continue right after this. Freeze might up, takes the lane to be safe. Here comes the jump in. Johan across the box while Voidle comes out. Zorozero on the wings as well. With go well. Voidle. Here's President Nukeduck on the backside. Looks for something. Finds damage in the code. Down goes Hjarnan. Almost. Yes, he does fall over. 2 for 0 so far. Zorozero looking for a bit more. Who else can they lock up? The bridge comes in. Odoamne, Rune Prison. The double play as well. Almost everyone is gone. Only Co alive. 10